Gout and gout attacks. Gout attacks are very painful. They happen suddenly and makes a lot of discomfort in a person that's experiencing it, and can actually give one a lot of pain. So what can you do about it with reversing it, and how do you use nutrition to do this? So I'm Alan Warnitz. I'm a nutrition expert. I use nutrition to help reverse conditions like those. I've done a lot of studies in inflammations, what causes inflammations and how to reverse inflammations. So gout is one of those things that actually creates inflammations as well in the joints. And there's a very specific thing that happens in gout, which I'm going to explain from a nutrition side, so that you can reverse it and actually handle it permanently. Not a thing where you control it and it comes back over and over. I'm sure you would like it to be gone completely and not have to stop taking the foods that you enjoy the most, which you're probably told you must stop taking because it releases purines, and the purines turns into uric acid. You must eat low purine foods, etc., etc. Probably you heard all of that and given up. So now I will give you an answer as to how to get rid of it completely. So if you're in for getting rid of it, stay with me. I'll explain to you how it's done, how the nutrition works for that. So what is gout, or what causes the uric acid and the crystals? Basically, the body has got a lack of vitamin E. Vitamin E is an oil-based vitamin, which is an antioxidant. Basically, it has a property where it protects the cells. So when you have vitamin E, your cells do not disintegrate. In the absence of vitamin E, the cells disintegrate and the nucleus disintegrates, and that nucleus releases uric acid. Now, when you have the presence of salt, sodium chloride or table salt, uric acid joins with the salt and makes the crystal. And the crystal is like a needle. So there's like a needle here. So you can imagine now you've got a needle coming into your joints, and it stays there. So whenever you move your finger or you move your toes, it's painful because there's a needle in there, and that needle doesn't go. So you can drink as much water as you want, or you can stop eating the foods that you're supposed to eat, but the needle is there. How do you get rid of that needle? I'll explain to you why that needle is formed and what happens. Basically, they say that gout is related to stress. So that's how I will explain how stress works here. What stress does, stress needs some very specific vitamins to produce stress hormones, especially vitamin B5, pantothenic acid. So when pantothenic acid is there, you're under stress, the body uses up the B5 to produce the stress hormones so that you can respond to stress. When you run out of B5, you can't respond to stress. That's when you get tiredness and fatigue and all that. And stress hormones are no longer there. So it so happens that in the absence of vitamin B5, the uric acid does not convert to urea. And urea turns to urine, which you expel from your bladder. So uric acid plus salt turns to crystals, which are the sharp needle-like crystals. So uric acid now, with vitamin B5, will convert to urea. So basically, drink water and have B5. So you need to supplement B5 for your stress, and you need to supplement extra B5 so that there's leftover for it to convert the uric acid into urea. So when you're drinking water, what is happening is the B5 converts it to urea. So the crystals that are there starts dissolving. So it's like it becomes a permanent solution now. You can add a devil's claw herb. It helps the process of the conversion of urea. So vitamin B5 and devil's claw will turn to urea, and your water and your uric acid, your gout will be going. So you will be told the foods that have got high purines will be sugar, alcohol, organ meats, red meat, turkey, some seafoods, and you should be eating low purine diet. And a low purine diet would be fruits, and here we go, citrus fruits are like low purine diets. So you're finding yourself in a bit of a situation which is a bit, I guess you probably don't want to do this. So once you do this, you don't really have to get rid of all these foods. You can eat them in moderation, but as long as you've got your B5. So B5 is what will help that. So what happens, for example, after you've had the uric acid crystals, so now the needle has come now into your joints here and has damaged the cartilage. So this is the cartilage here. So this is your cartilage here, joining the bones, keeping the bones together, and you've also got cartilage on the bones here so that the bones don't touch each other. So what has happened with the uric acid, it's caused some damage here, and that's where the pain comes in. And what you get when there's damage here in the joints and all that, you will have an inflammation. So that will expand now. You will have a swelling now. So what does an anti-inflammatory does? An anti-inflammatory is just like a form of protection. So you need to create. So in the medical field, they'll be saying they'll be giving you steroids. But steroids on a long term is quite dangerous because it destroys your muscles. It breaks down your muscles. You get muscle atrophy, and the muscles in your arm, the muscles in your legs get taken away. It turns into sugar, and so you get the muscle atrophy. So that you have it's a sugar for running away or fighting. That's a fight or flight. So now you've got this inflammation. So the anti-inflammatory creates a shield around it. It creates a shield around it, and that shield now allows the foods to come in to rebuild. So what you've done, you've taken your B5, so there's no longer uric acid crystals, so that's stopped now. Now you've created a shield with the anti-inflammatory, and now the foods will come in to repair this. So to repair your cartilage, it's glucosamine and chondroitin. It repairs and rebuilds the cartilage, and some turmeric as well, which actually acts as an antioxidant. So that's the repair. So once you've removed the uric acid and it turned to urea, you can do this. Now there's a natural way to make steroids. So instead of taking steroids as a medical thing on an external thing, your body can make its own steroids. It's made by your adrenal glands. I've got a video which explains how the adrenal glands work so that it makes its own steroids. So you can go to the link and watch the video on adrenal glands so that it makes the natural steroids, so that you do not have this the muscle actually being broken down. What it does when you get your adrenal glands in good order, your muscles get rebuilt. So let the body do it naturally, not on an external thing, and you get to lose your muscles. So watch the video. So in summary, what you can do there's what is called an anti-stress formula. It's vitamin C, vitamin B5, B complex, magnesium, omega-3. Your joints are made of oil, so you need omega-3, and vitamin E to prevent the cells disintegrating as well. So your anti-stress formula, you take this every 3 hours with proteins and with some calcium, magnesium, because you need calcium for the cell structure. So the cells here that are being rebuilt, you need to have calcium coming here that rebuilds the cartilage, calcium with glucosamine and chondroitin and turmeric. So I think from there you understand that there is some hope for you. So if you've been suffering with uric acid, there it is. You probably know, if you haven't suffered with uric acid, I'm sure you know people who've been suffering on it, told you about it. You'll see that their joints here are getting very inflamed, especially in the toe, and it's very, very painful. So share this video and let them learn that there's something they can do about it and have permanent fixing, not something that is managed. You can permanent and rebuild the joints so they can move nicely. Some people like to play golf, so they can't play because they've got gout, or other things that they need for doing sports or writing or anything like that. That helps. Thank you for listening, and I trust you'll use it and share it.